start with a simple one, breastfeeding. What does that mean? So this, Achet. So when do we do this? What? Yom Kippur, a lot of it, right? Shmona Esrei, yeah. We say Slach Lana Avinu, you're supposed to bang your chest. So one of my rabbis used to say, this isn't like a boxing match. You're not like going, you're not like King Kong or anything. It's really a symbolic thing. You're not beating yourself. We're not beating our hearts. We're not beating ourselves up. It's a symbolic thing to help us, give us a submissive attitude. So it's kind of like, so it's gentle and it's kind of like towards the left side because that's where the heart is. It's basically saying my heart swayed towards sin, and I'm trying to I'm trying to remind myself that was wrong. Okay, but I've been in, when I was first got to yeshiva, I was like a Baal Tshuva, people were, newly religious, and you used to see some serious, heart beating, so you don't have to do that. Just keep it simple. So that's one hand gesture. Another one is, during Havdallah, we talked about this last time, people will put drops of wine, so they'll make the bracha over Havdallah, over the wine, over the candle, over the spices, and then they'll extinguish oftentimes the candle in the wine. You've seen that before. We do that in shul. Why do we do that? One reason is that we don't want to leave the fire lit for a while because we want to say that we lit it specifically for Havdallah. So we extinguish it. We extinguish it with whatever's here. So there's leftover wine usually that's poured out, and so we usually have leftover wine, a lot of wine in our cup, and so we spill it over like we have extra blessing, and then we put it out in the wine. So kind of like you want to put out the candle because you want to symbolize that you're only using it for Havdallah, and we put it out in the wine because the wine is like a symbol of extra blessing. That's kind of like one explanation for that. Now, when you have that wine spilled out after you extinguish the candle in it, you might see. I don't know. I asked the group yesterday. Maybe there's a few new people here. You might see people go to that same wine and still use it again. How? They might dip their fingers in it and then apply the wine to different parts of their body. Ever seen that before? No? Yeah. Okay, one person. Yeah, so where? The ears and the pockets. Anywhere else? Yeah. What? Behind the ear. You seen that? Okay. What? What did you say? I know. Okay, so why do we do that? So the idea, when the wine spills over, the Kiddush, the Havdalah wine's blessing. So one explanation that we want to extend the blessing to different areas. So we want to have extra blessing this week in our parnas, in our livelihood, so people put it in their pockets for that reason. Okay, another one is that it says the Chatam Sofer used to put it on his forehead, right? Because that's where your wisdom is. But in Jewish law, like that's a customs, but in Jewish law it appears, the Ramah says that you should put it over your eyes. And this is to hint that the mitzvah is somehow like you love the mitzvah and you want to keep using it for different purposes. We don't really understand that one, but the idea is that we want to kind of bring bracha, blessing, and spread it all over the place. Now, not a lot of people do this in a lot of modern Orthodox shuls, but I've seen big rabbis do it. I shared this the other time. My Rosh Yeshiva at Merkaz Harav, who was the former chief rabbi of Israel, Rav Avram Shapira, he did this. So I still do it if I can, and I'll apply it in different places that I want to see bracha.